Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming to my third ever live stream. I'm just going to add my friend G. Oh,
Hi.
hi. I don't know how to do this with two people, apparently.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy that we're practicing.
Yeah. So I already shared. Okay, I think I know what to do.
Okay.
Looks like we have friends already. Hello.
How awesome. Hi, everyone.
Is this okay, G?
Yep, that looks great to me.
Okay, cool. And can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you perfectly.
Oh, good. You confused me when you came in a bit early.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Could you see me?
I could see you, and I was like,
Oh,
hi, can you hear me? And then,
how awkward. Hi, Rich. Thank you for coming. So, how was your day today?
pretty good. Just trying to do chores and trying to declutter and get ready to go back to school.
When is
And
that happening?
oh, I have an orientation for a program I'm doing on Sunday, and
Wow.
then I go back to school on Wednesday, so it's creeping right up.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, that's okay. How was your day?
It was good. We went on a big bike ride. It was
Uh,
really hard, but it was fun. It's good exercise. Oh, hi, Tim. I'm happy you made it live.
Hi,
Yay.
Tim.
Happy to see you. And if you're not already subscribed to G, which I'm sure you are, you should go subscribe to her. I'm going to try to copy and paste. Look at that.
Oh, thank you.
Her her channel is in the comments. If you found my little corner of the internet, you probably already watch her all the time, but go subscribe to her if you're not already. You were probably one of my first anti-MLM channels, I'm pretty sure. Like
Oh,
the first like 2 or 3. So,
oh
yeah,
my gosh.
you rock.
I get emotional too easily. Like seriously, that just made me a little
Really?
yeah. Thank
Aw,
you. So sweet. And I'm so glad that we did this, that we were
yeah,
just like,
it's
hey,
so
let's do
fun.
this.
Yeah,
And we
I love it. I love talking about this stuff. Tim said, "I made it." Yep. So happy you're here. And we're just going to do a quick video from our best friend, Ray Higdon. We love to talk about him. And G just did a great live stream on her channel yesterday with Ray Higdon. And so, anyone who's in the chat, if my sound is weird or if the video is lagging or anything, just let us know. And G, let me know if you want to pause at any time.
Okay, perfect. And then one more question. Am I do I look very, very, very white right now? Because I'm sitting right in front of direct sunlight. Is it too much or is it fine?
You look a little bit pale, but I think it's fine. Like it's not weird. You look yeah.
Oh, I just saw myself up close. Ah.
You look
Um,
nice though. It's not too much.
I think as the sun starts to set, it'll be fine.
I
Okay.
agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see now what your issue when I was trying to give you the signal for when I wanted you to pause because like I'm looking this way,
Yeah.
but I'll try to keep an eye on you too, okay?
Okay. What should the signal be like hand raised like
Sure.
Miss Heather? Okay, perfect.
Sounds good. So I'm gonna click play and anyone watching this live, let us know what you think about everything Ray is saying.
Have any suggestions on how to go about that cold market without also being creepy?
Sure. All right. So a couple things to unpack there.
Oh no.
One, I would stop looking for who do I think would do good. And I know that may sound strange, but I've seen.
So Live Panic just said that they have no audio. Tim and Rich, do you guys hear this or is the audio messed up? I hope it's okay. I'm a little stressed out now.
No, don't be stressed.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Oh, so Rich says he has audio. So that's good. And I hope it's like not too echoey or not too loud. Live Panic, I'm not sure what's happening. Maybe like close the stream and then come back in. And Kenzie says I can hear it. Thank you, Kenzie. Tim says yes, blasting through my TV. Awesome, Tim. That's great. Okay. So sorry about that lift panic. Okay. Do you have anything to say while we're paused? Are you okay for now?
Nope, I got nothing so far.
Okay.
People that would have killed it at network marketing not do a damn thing. And I've seen people that you would have definitely bet against, and they just happened to get the right person and took off. I know when I was building and I was the number one income earner of that company, I had a lady that borrowed money to get into the company. She was on some down times, and times were tough, and she borrowed money to get into the company. So I don't think too many people would think, oh yeah, she's going to kill it, right? And in her first week, she got me on the phone with a guy who had major success. He joins, puts in tens of thousands of people into her organization, and she made money for quite a long time.
So I wanted him to get through that story. Do you want to start with your thoughts?
Why don't I let you start, and then I'll just add on to the end.
Okay, so he said that we need to make sure that we're not prejudging, and that we don't make assumptions based on who's going to be successful and who's not, right? Because someone who we think could kick ass could be lame. And just look at this woman who had to borrow money, and no one would think she would actually be successful. And look, she got one person underneath her who put 10,000 people in her downline. And then she's set for life, honestly. Like, she doesn't really have to do anything. And I wonder, why is it just because the woman had to borrow money? Why is that automatically she's not going to do well? Just because she didn't have money means she's not going to do well? Yeah. A little bit of a ramble. What do you think?
I agree with you. And I think having that assumption that just because somebody has to borrow, it kind of makes that association that maybe they are lower, socioeconomically. And about, getting the right person, I think that is extremely hard to do, and it looks different in different communities. So, for example, if you are from a suburb and it's more, there's more well-to-do families that live in that neighborhood or that you're connected with, I think you have a higher chance of finding somebody who could fulfill this, right person mold, excuse me. But I don't think that everybody necessarily has access to people like that. So I think it's going to just really depend on where you're from, who you know, and what resources are already available to you.
Yeah, that's a great point. And Rich says he has no idea who will or won't do well, but he's giving the tips.
Yeah.
Yeah. And didn't he tell us in your video yesterday, G, that we look for people who, or at least we tell them that we think they seem like sharp individuals and that they're related, like they have some kind of relation to us, like our location or our occupation. And here it's don't prejudge, just ask everyone, pretty much.
Right. So it's just funny how people like Ray will be very contradictory. In one video, he'll tell us one thing, and then in another, to suit his purpose, he'll tell us something that's kind of different.
And I find that's a big thing in Beachbody. They'll tell you to find your niche and look for people who were like you before Beachbody. Yeah. And then other times they'll say, don't prejudge, ask everyone. Everyone needs this. And I'm like, that's a contradiction.
Yep, exactly.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to click play.
And so I would just don't prejudge. Your mission is not to prejudge, is not to just prospect those you think are going to be successful, is not even to close people. Now that one sounds strange, right? I mean, it's got to be my job to close people. That is actually not your job. Your job is to see who's open. Your job is to be addicted to your activity, not their response. And so when you carry that energy of, I got to close somebody, man, or not only do I got to close somebody, but I got to make sure they're going to be good at this too, you're setting too many expectations, and expectations lead to disappointment. And so I would eradicate all of that. And I would say, all I'm doing is I'm seeing who's open. I don't know if they're going to be great. I don't know if they're going to be good. I don't know if they're going to suck. I don't know if they're going to say yes. I don't know if they're going to say no. But my job is to see who's open, and that's my job. So that would be number one.
I have something to say.
Okay, perfect.
So,
Me too.
I'm not a salesperson, but I was required to do sales training at my job. And there's a big push for separating yourself from the results of your conversation. So, your identity as a salesperson, as a person, as a friend, as a spouse is separate from the results of your conversations with the prospects. And so, he's just giving basic sales tips here. That's all he's doing. Yeah.
That's good to know because he mentioned something similar yesterday, and I kind of was a little bit annoyed with the verbiage that he used. He said, don't be in yesterday's video, and I heard him just say this now too, don't be addicted to the results, be addicted to the process.
Mhm.
I don't know why he's trying to give this connotation of it's something that you need to be addicted to, because that doesn't necessarily, scream positive associations. I kind of lost my train of thought where I was going with there, but yeah, what do you think?
Great points. Yeah, he says that a lot. The like, don't be addicted to the outcome. Don't be addicted to training. That was a whole video I did on my channel. Remember I told you about that?
Yeah,
And his verbiage is really strange. I think he gives off a really like specific kind of masculine energy.
I would
Lots of
agree.
times it's very toxic in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I rewatched your stream today because it was just so good, and someone was commenting that, like, he seems reasonable sometimes, and I think, like, they said that can make him more dangerous because he's not always screaming in our face.
Right.
Sometimes he is. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's I agree because that's what can be alluring because this person doesn't look like they're trying to lead me down the wrong path, so I might as well believe them. And then I think I remembered what I wanted to add on. So he was saying it's not your job to do this, that, and the other. It's not your job to close, but isn't it their job, a person who's in a multi-level marketing company, isn't it technically their job to close that deal with someone, get them recruited or get that product sold?
Because if they don't do that, they don't make money, right?
Yeah. Like
They
I could go
feed their kids.
my whole life just, reaching out to people and not really caring about the closing. How am I going to live off of that if this is my actual job?
Another interesting point is that in this sales training, we were told we're collectors of decisions. We want a yes and we want a no. We don't want a maybe. But I'm not sure if in those sales positions, if people are paid just off commissions or if they get a base salary. I don't really know how true sales works. But if you're just collectors of decisions and all the decisions are no, how do you feed your kids?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's really cool that you have that business, that sales experience, because like you said, you can identify and recognize the fact that he's kind of just regurgitating things that have already been said, but trying to add his little Ray Higdon twist.
Yeah, totally. So I think I'm good for this part. Do you have anything else?
Nope, me too.
Perfect.
Does that help so far?
Definitely.
Yes, thanks, Ray.
That makes it a lot easier and really makes sense too.
Yeah. I mean, you like this. I know this may sound strange, but when I got serious about network marketing, I read a book called Go for No, which are I'm good friends with the authors now, and we co-authored Go for No for network marketing. And when I read that, I'm like, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go for 20 no's a day. Before my head hits a pillow, I'm going to go for, and I'm gonna get 20 no's, period. Whether I feel like it, whether my tummy's upset, whether it's raining outside, where the Wi-Fi sucks, I don't care. And so if I had a heart and a brain monitor hooked up to me and you were able to watch from behind a wall of when I got yeses and nos, you wouldn't see that big a difference. Now you might see a little spike with a yes. You might see a little like, whoopee, yeah, right? You might see a little, mental calisthenic, right? But if you see a no, you're not going to see anything. You're not going to see a dip like, oh man, shoot, shucks, bummers. You're not going to see any of that stuff. But it's going to be like, no change. You won't even know. Did he get a no? It was a no? Wow, I didn't even see anything. Because my mission, I was addicted to my activity, not their response. My mission was to see if they're open. If they're open, great. If not, no big deal. And so that's the first thing that I would highly encourage you. Now, when it comes to cold message.
So I'm trying to let him get through his thought before I pause it. Liv Panic says, I've seen an expose of his rank makers group, and he's really much more of a sleaze than I realized. Yep. It's really, really terrifying and sad what people go through in that group. I was going to say something. What was it? Oh, the go for no, 20 no's a day. Can you imagine how exhausting that would be? It's not just 20 messages a day, 20 no's a day. What do you think about that?
I think that that's really tough to deal with emotionally. As much as people might want to, pretend that it doesn't, maybe somebody out there really, could care less. But I think for most of us, I think it would be really tough to deal with. And then when he was using his little example and giving his special sound effects like he likes to do, it really just screamed to me that he's trying to emphasize that concept of desensitizing yourself, so that if you get a no, you don't even wince, you don't even feel it. It doesn't matter anymore. And I think that's also very dangerous and a slippery slope that can start to lead people to doing other things and not really understanding how it could negatively affect them later on.
All about pushing down your negative feelings, right? And not following your gut response, and not realizing, okay, I'm worried I can't feed my kids. But Ray says, don't worry about it. Just keep going.
Right.
Yeah. Tim says, I'm sure most of the responses are no's. Yeah, probably. Yeah. And you just have to keep going. You can't let anything bug you in MLM, because you always have to be positive and happy.
Yeah. And you can't have foot baths.
Yeah. And I think, wasn't it our second Ray video? Yeah. He told us we cannot have foot baths.
Yeah.
No foot baths.
Yep.
Oh, Ray. Okay, that's all I wanted to say for that part. So I'm going to click play.
Messaging. Most people, they think that all cold messaging is spam, and that's not true, right? And a side note, intelligence is the ability to make distinctions. So if I go outside and I hear a bird chirping, myself, I don't have a lot of bird intelligence. Is that ornithology? I just don't have it. So I would say, what a nice bird. Wow, pretty sounds. But the person who is educated.
Okay, I'm being sensitive. Tell me if you agree. I spent a lot of my childhood and like young adulthood working with kids, teenagers, and adults who have special needs.
Mm-hmm.
And if I heard someone talking like that as a joke, I'd be really upset, especially if the kids were around. I think maybe that's not his intention. Maybe he's just trying to be funny, but I feel like that's insulting, in my opinion.
I completely agree with you. I think that when he does things that are over the top like that, like you said, maybe to him, he doesn't have bad intentions behind it, but it comes off as really offensive. And if it were truly somebody just like going outside and admiring the birds, why would they have to sound like that? Why does he have to be so condescending and rude about it? Because it really does seem like whatever he's doing there, he's trying to make fun of someone.
Why can't he just say, I don't know anything about birds? I would say, wow, pretty.
Yeah. Like, oh, I go outside. I don't know about birds, so I can't fully appreciate it, but, blah, blah, blah. But no, he has to make all of those silly voices.
Yeah, it made me upset when I heard that. And he's going to talk about now, intelligence is the ability to make distinctions. I have never heard that before, Ray. Let's listen and we can learn something from him.
On birds, be able to make the distinction and say, oh, that's a blue-breasted wepa whale, right? I can't believe they've migrated south this early, right? They would say something actually intelligent. So intelligence is the ability to make distinctions. And so cold messaging in and of itself is not spam. Spam is when you're assuming the position of the prospect without any evidence. And so if the guy walks up to the girl at the hotel bar and says, "What, you want to get married?" Well, because that's what all young gentlemen are after. That's spam, right? He doesn't know anything about her. He doesn't know if she's, single, ready to mingle, or any of that stuff, right? But if he goes up to the girl at the hotel bar and says, "Hey, are you here with anyone? Can I buy you a drink?" See, that's not spam. That's seeing if they're open.
Sorry, that bothers me too. I don't want random men coming up to me at the bar. If someone did that to me, I would not be happy, and it would be spam for me. Why can't he use a different example? He's used examples before of like the salespeople at the mall who just like slap cream on your hand without asking. Why couldn't you say that?
Yeah, no, I agree. them are spam. Either one. Don't do either. They're both bad. Just because you go and you phrase it as a question, you're still kind of invading somebody's space, whether it be in person at a bar or in their DMs, by bringing that to them. Like, it's spam.
Yeah. Yeah, his examples are so weird.
And
Anyway.
you know, one more thing, Heather, and I may be reading into this too much, but in his example, he said that this is from the point of view of a man who's in a bar going up to women. But is that really how it happens, that it's the men going up and being like, hey, I want to get married? Or is it just that, like, that's kind of his worldview, is that he's kind of looking at things with a male perspective in mind?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's just so cringy because
It's like that example was so far out of left field. Like, what?
yeah, all spam, everything. And just because a woman's at a bar by herself, like her partner could be in the bathroom, she could be waiting for a date, she could be waiting for her friends. Just leave us alone.
Yeah, or she could just be there by herself, just chilling, you know, not wanting any randos to approach her.
So
Or
we have
she-
a few comments.
Sorry.
Tim says 100% spam.
Yeah.
Rich says no, spam is a messaging itself. 100% spam. Agreed. Scam too. Both.
Spam.
Jeez. Ray is interesting.
Oh my gosh.
Sure. Sorry, I'm pausing it too often. I'll
No,
try
I
to let it
think this is perfect. Okay, I have one more thing and then we can
Okay.
keep going. I
Go.
sure hope he's not trying to like leave little breadcrumbs so that he can go into the like relationship advice sphere and become one of those people who gives advice on how to talk to women and stuff like that. Couldn't you kind of see that?
Oh, yeah, that would be tough for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready now.
Does anyone else have anything to say? No. We caught up on all the comments.
We move to, stage 2, right? And so understand that cold messaging in and of itself is not spam. Spam is assuming the position of the prospect without any evidence. So if you are messaging people that you know or don't know with your link, then that is spam. You don't know if they're open. They didn't ask for it, right? You don't have permission to send them that link. So that is clearly spam. But if you're messaging them and you're saying, hey, I know we don't know each other. I see that you're a waiter or waitress. I happen to work with a lot of waiter or waitress. Are you open to taking a look at what I do to make extra money on the side? If not, no big deal, right? You're not asking them to join. You're not asking them to buy. You're not asking them for their social security number. You're not asking them to get married. You're just simply asking them if they would like to learn more, if they would like more information, and that's it, right? So
I feel like people like Ray always say really ridiculous things, comparing it to what they're actually saying to make it seem more reasonable. No one's saying that MLMers are asking people to marry them in the comments, Ray. Like, no one's saying that. And you're making things up to make it seem more reasonable.
I agree. Yeah. He's like pitting it on two different extremes. So, hey, you're not murdering anyone, so might as well just join. It's like, calm down.
And how would you feel if someone messaged you with that comment? Like, hey, I see you do this. Hey, I see you live in this area. Want to look at my whatever.
I would still, first reaction, that is spam. Second reaction, you're a creeper. Why do you know where I live and what my occupation is? Blocked. Adding those few sentences, to me personally, doesn't change anything that comes after that. I would still not engage with a message like that. What about you? What would you think?
Now, with my slight obsession with this kind of stuff, I would probably try to figure out what company they're with just for fun. But I feel like pre my knowledge, I would still be creeped out by that, and I would probably block them.
Yep.
Yeah. So creepy, so weird.
But I totally relate to that feeling of kind of wanting to entertain it for a bit just to kind of like see where they're from or, what else they're up to. I totally relate to that.
And I want to know what your company is.
Mm-hmm.
So Tim says, I would leave that on scene and then block you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Good call. I feel like that's the only way to. Sorry, what, G?
I'm sorry. I said I like that Tim said that he would leave it on scene. Like, I'm going to show you that I saw this, and I ignored it. I'm funny. Sorry. What were you saying?
Oh my gosh. What was I going to say? I don't remember. That's okay. Okay. Maybe I'll remember later.
that's not spam. Now, one word of advice is I wouldn't say those types of things to existing network marketers. Existing network marketers are the most brutal, the most cannibalistic, the most vicious. When you prospect someone with normal human language, they tend to want to tear it apart and say, you spammer, right? Because they can't draw the distinction. They don't understand the distinctions of communication. So they'll screenshot your message and say, look at this loser, because they tend to eat their own. And so this is why we suggest, if you're cold messaging, I would not be prospecting existing network marketers. I would prospect all the rest of them, because there's a whole lot more people not in network marketing than in network marketing.
You can find more great.
No duh, Ray. Don't recruit people from other companies. So I'm going to try to get just us on the screen, but I don't know how to do that. Let me see.
There you go.
Oh, look at that. Something I wanted to say was, he's saying that the intelligence is the ability to draw distinctions, and people who think that your message is spam, it's because they're not intelligent, and it's not your fault, and just keep messaging people.
Oh, that is a great point. So it's an easy way to kind of take the onus off of the person sending the message, and instead of it being, something that's wrong with the company or the message, it's that person. They're not educated or intelligent enough to understand that this is how you communicate.
According to Ray, Lip Panic says, eat their own, his fave phrase. Yeah, that's weird. His phrases are so weird.
And they're cannibalistic. That's something he said in another video too, almost word for word. But let me ask you something. What do you think he was really talking about there, about network marketers taking a screenshot and then sharing it out and making fun of that person? Is that like a big part of the culture within network marketing, that they just like ruthlessly make fun of each other when their strategies don't line up?
I would hope not. That's pretty disrespectful. But we do hear in like Beachbody calls people talking about, oh, this company, they message me and they do it the wrong way and we do it the right way, right? And so I think there's an assumption that your company is the best company. Yeah. But I haven't heard of people harassing each other before. And I'm kind of torn on that. I feel like I kind of get why an MLMer might be annoyed that another MLMer is trying to recruit them.
Yeah.
But then you shouldn't harass people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. It's like the pot calling the kettle black. It's like you're annoyed that you just received this message, even though you probably send out 20 of these yourself each day.
Yeah, totally.
It's interesting because it also kind of speaks to that, culture within network marketing that, not only are they cannibalistic in their hunt for new recruits, but also towards each other. So if anyone out there is thinking about getting into network marketing, just remember that you're going to get into a group of cannibals.
It kind of makes sense too, though, because all of these companies are so oversaturated. Yeah. And you're not only in competition with your colleagues in your company, but you're in competition with every other MLMer too. And I'm not excusing shitty behavior, but like I could see why someone might feel anxious or stressed if they see someone else trying to recruit people, like maybe like mutual friends, right?
Yeah, that's a really, really good point. Yep, there's that. And they say, oh, it's like a sisterhood. Oh, it's a community. Oh, we're so there for each other. But like you said, they are your competition, So that adds a whole other layer to it.
And not everyone can be at the top of pyramids. Like not everyone can be 15-star diamond in Beachbody, because like for someone to be 15-star diamond, you need diamonds, you need emeralds all the way down the pyramid, right? And it's literally impossible. And I feel like there's probably a lot of cognitive dissonance where people know it's impossible, but they're still trying anyways. So Tim said so true. And at the end of the day, the structure is still a big old pyramid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Good point, Tim. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I have anything else to say right at this moment. Do you?
No, I think we covered it all. And luckily for us, Ray is very repetitive. So we kind of know what to say to his arguments.
And that was really fun. I liked that a lot. And
I know, me too.
anyone watching this, we're still doing a stream on your channel, right? On
Yes,
Saturday?
Saturday. Right, Saturday?
I sent you an email with a video idea, so you can go check that after.
Awesome.
If anyone wants to watch us on Saturday, we haven't chosen a time yet, but we're going to be on G's channel on Saturday. And please subscribe to her if you haven't already. I'm sure you have, but just make sure you do it. And I'm going to put the link there. So I think I'm done. Thank you, everyone, for watching, for commenting. Thanks to anyone who watches later in comments. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Did you have fun, G?
So much fun. I missed you. I feel like we haven't done a live stream in so long.
Yeah, because I wanted to practice on my own before you came on my channel.
They were so good. They were so good.
Thank you. I was so nervous.
You were sorry?
So nervous.
You couldn't even tell. You look like a pro.
Thank you. Tim says, thanks, guys. Great collab. Looking forward to the upcoming stream. Thank you, Lift Panic. You're welcome, Rich. Lift Panic said, thanks. You're welcome, Lift Panic. And so do I just click end broadcast to end this?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, bye, everyone.
Bye, Heather. See you Saturday.
See ya.